Mr. Babatunde, hope you're having a great day.
Yes, thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, yeah. So, how confident are you that you can deploy a similar, solution to what we did? You know, it's a fact that this is actually instrumental. Back end when we're considering about cost, and, that's from a security perspective. Using some of these tools for the charging of the
Sorry,
client.
I'm struggling to hear you. Sorry.
Okay, if you can hear me now.
Yeah, clearly now.
Okay, so considering cost and all, and shortly, or if you were to deploy a similar solution such as what we did, how confident are you that you can?
So, sorry, are you there?
Yep.
So, um, I'm not sure the question is complete.
How confident? Okay, I said, how confident are you that you can deploy a similar solution to what we did? And that is in respect to email analysis automation and SIM integration, that you can get the outcome of Virus Total to Splunk for further investigation.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, apologies that I have to, bring this up now. I joined in late, more like later after uh, you already did the session. So I just got the video from Mr. Chike, so I couldn't really go through or do the project. So I'm just informing you about that. I just wanted to see probably the presentation and then take a cue from that before.
Okay, that's fine. So I guess you have to do some catching up. Um yeah. So yes, Mr. Muiwa, I can see your hands up.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So concerning the phishing email analysis, I just want to ask, like, probably if there is a way, you can give us that we can just try to have an overview, like the overview how it's been like in an organization, like probably in a situation whereby you have a lot of employees in the companies and a lot of are we going to like try to input all their email, or I just want to get that fact right in that aspect, analyzing the email of
Okay.
every staff.
Yep. So thanks for this question. When you talk about organizations, I would like to say that okay, over 70% of organizations, have adapted cloud platforms for their operations, right? So I'll explain it in both on-prem and also on cloud. Okay. So on-prem, like I told you from our script, we can actually customize, you know, tailor to what we want, right? In this case, we are using one email, right? For demonstration purposes, we used one email sending um, to another email. Okay, that's two mails. We can send to over 100 at once. We can send to 150 or so. Okay. Um, and also, when you're trying to analyze, you can analyze more than one email. You can analyze 12 emails. The app password which you got, which eventually you had to put in your script, is what authenticates you, right? With the password you must have imputed. That authenticated Python to be able to read your inbox and even your spam folder can read sent as such. Okay, so we can, what I'm saying basically is on-prem, we can customize this, okay, to be on the administrators. And in this case, the security team have to be a part of that team, right? Because to be able to protect assets, right, you have to have some administrative privileges. Okay.
Yes,
So and that is for on-prem. Okay.
yes, sir.
Now on the cloud, okay, regardless of the CSP, that's the cloud service providers such as AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or so on. Regardless of which provider, there's a way you can also link it to Splunk for further analysis. Okay, because you also have to be considerate of cost and all. I'm just telling you that's what happens, right? Because you, for instance, when you're using AWS, we have an alternative to Splunk, which is AWS Athena, right?
Yes.
However, due to cost associated with using these services, okay, we are able to just connect Splunk and utilize, the Splunk platform to gain more insights. So, and that is how it's done basically in the cloud, and that's how it's done on-prem. Okay, that's from the back end, right? Unless you're planning to deploy a solution with a user interface and all that, as an application, running on the server, such that you can be able to get similar results, that also is possible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. So, does anyone have any concern? So, Mr. Bamidele, okay, Mr. Collins.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Collins.
Yeah. Please, I just want to bring to your notice that I have sent a request. I sent a request. I was accepted before, and seeing for some days now, I've been unable to access my BNS account, like to join these requests that I'm supposed to send to join. So I have sent the request a couple of times, and I have not been accepted.
You mean to join the program?
To join the program, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry for the inconveniences, Mr. Collins. That will be attended to. I think you haven't reached out earlier on.
Maybe I didn't reach out early enough.
Okay, I understand. Sorry for the inconveniences. I assure you, it will be treated.
No problem, sir. Thank you. All right, sir.
So, yes, Mr. Bamidele. So, how confident are you that you can deploy similar solution? The same thing happened. Okay, when you say the same thing, Mr. Bamidele, I don't catch that. You've not also been accepted?
Yes, of course, boss. Yes, of course.
Do confirm that you are sending the request with the email which we have communicated earlier on.
Yes, I was accepted earlier on when we started the program. I was able to log in, but since then I was unable to do that.
Okay, sorry for the inconveniences, Mr. Panigele. Be rest assured it will be treated as so.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Said, are you there? Yeah, how confident are you that you can actually deploy
Um, Thank you, BNS Savala Limited. I think with the practice I've made so far, I can say I'm 80% confidence, and I believe with constant practices and all, I believe I will be able to do something great with this.
Okay, thank you for this wonderful feedback. That's reassuring. So, just like we said, with practice, okay, you'll be proficient enough to handle such tasks. Okay, so I know it can be overwhelming sometimes and may seem challenging. We call it challenging. However, the key to it all is actually practice and also challenging yourself, to solve similar issues, surrounding that, like probably doing such to probably sending 5 mails, 10 mails, and you get to see that, well, the underlying concept of it all, is all same. It's similar, right? So that's that about the project. Okay, so I don't know if does anyone have any concern? So I'll go ahead and inform you about the next project which we will embark on, and which is building AI agents for cybersecurity use cases. Okay, and this project, okay, I'll be showing you how to utilize frameworks such as Crew AI, to build AI agents that can actually help solve uh, some of the issues we face, okay, in the security team, right? And I'm sure, some may have come across um, debates, um, by industry professionals saying, wow, even the SOC L1 has already been replaced by agents because, okay, what's the role of the SOC 1? It's initial triage, okay, and then escalating these issues where necessary, right? And well, we have AI agents that handle similar tasks and well, are even able to, do more. And of course, that's what we'll be looking at, okay, in our next project, right? So, however, I can see Mr. Akinola Ayodele.
Good afternoon here, everyone. Um,
Oh, morning,
yeah,
morning. Yeah.
good afternoon here. So, I think according to the phishing email analysis, the one we did group, when I checked towards the end of the last something I began to ask myself, like when Mr. Chike virtually got the stuff, so he was telling us that when we run the script, the script was it was seeing the email not as a threat. I mean the virus total. So
Yep.
I want to ask a question about that because if I want, like me, I always like to know something to the depth, like to know in and out of everything. So that I will be confident if I'm in the field.
Yeah.
So I want I want you to expatiate more on that. Can we get the license software part of the virus total so that we'll be able to simulate the what do you call it, the experiments, and we get the real stuff, like maybe when we send an email and the email is a phishing email, the system is going to tell us that this is a phishing email. Not that no good, you're going to be seeing it, it's not going to be seen it as a phishing image. So that's my question.
Okay, I think I understand you. What you mean is that we use real malware, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as we discussed, that's possible actually, and it's still the same way. However, in an isolated environment, I believe you already have your VMs. So we have samples, okay, which can be used, right, to actually simulate, to actually send in real life, okay, these mails, okay. However, the duration of our internship and what we are supposed to cover, in the real sense, the scope of it or wouldn't accommodate this because I can see another question, how can we write this script by ourselves? Basically, that's you saying, how can you learn Python, right from scratch? And, if we are being realistic, 3 months, wouldn't be enough to learn all of these things. Okay. And that's why we've put in place, okay, the most essential part of it such that you get the idea, you get the exposure as well. Okay. So I can assure you, I know it's interesting to use real malware samples to actually check um, if yes, this system works or not. Talking about virus total, no, I can assure you that it's even something you can do if you have your VMs okay set up. All right, you can get to download. I'll share in a link to find um, real malware infected. However, you have to adhere to cybersecurity best practices such that you don't get to infect yourself, your system, right? Okay, and actually check if these are actually malicious or not directly on VirusTotal, because using the API, it's just another way of using the UI, right? If you get what I mean.
Yes.
Because exactly, because we have, once we use their API, we have connected directly to their infrastructure, to what they've permitted, which is actually determining if an attachment, an IP, a domain is actually malicious or not. Okay? Exactly. So, getting to learn, Mr. Salahu, getting to learn Python from beginning, that will actually take a lot of time. Okay? Because that's how we get to learn scripting for cybersecurity. However, um, this is just like I said, this project exposes you to the underlying concepts, from the back end, state that you understand how the solutions you see across it. Okay, you may not necessarily be given scripts to run and all that because, like I said, a good number of organizations now work on cloud environments, right? And even on-prem, we can also develop this fully to have a user interface that is it being a product where it can also handle similar um, use cases, right? where in the interface we can include a section where emails will be provided. You have to ensure necessary authentication is done to access the email accounts, of employees in that organization, where in this case you are handling that as one of the security team, a member of the security team rather. So basically this project exposes you to all that, right? So, and I believe you have that knowledge, okay, except for those who may not have had access to the program itself, such as Mr. Collins, Mr. Bamidele, which will treat urgently. Okay, so before we go, does anyone have any question? Generally, it could be a general question about the internship, could be about the project. If you need some clarity. Yes, Mr. Bamidele.
Thank you so much for the help so far. I want to ask that this real malware that you just discussed about now that somebody asked about, are we going to use that in a master class? I want to know. Sorry, please. I'm so sorry to ask that.
Yes,
That's available in the master class.
yes, that's available because you see on the master class, basically what we are doing is we are working on cloud environment, and we are working on the real front,
Okay.
getting to know the overview of cloud usage, okay,
Okay.
cybersecurity best practices,
Okay.
eventually, and how we can also handle such various scenarios, use cases in real life, right?
Okay.
So, and what we'll be doing in the masterclass basically is simulating breaches and also using a tool, Splunk,
Okay.
which is part of this. However, we'll do that from a deeper perspective,
Okay.
okay? Immersing you with the skills required, in detection, in monitoring, and in
Okay.
reporting.
Okay. Now, sorry, number two question I want to ask. Sorry, but now somebody raised the question in our WhatsApp group that you only provided an account which is Nigeria. Most people don't have Nigeria account again. So, and that make it difficult to make the payment all this while. If you see,
No,
I read a message of someone who said, can you provide a seller account number? But you and the person
no,
answered that it's only that GT account that is available. Is there any other way that people who are not in Nigeria can pay for that master class? Because like you give us a limitation. You understand?
I get you, but there's a US account there.
We didn't see any US account there. I didn't see any US account.
Well, I believe if you check it again, there's a US account and there's a Zenith Bank. However, I think I'll send in a pay link. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, via the group. I guess that helps.
Oh, I just saw that now. Somebody send it again now. Mr. Lewis Tech, thank you. I saw that
Oh,
now. I've never
oh,
seen this before. I didn't come across this before. Truly.
okay. Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you so much. That's what I want to ask.
You're
So is
welcome.
that any day that you are starting the master class or you started already?
The master class have started already, and even while it started, some enrolled recently. So we're trying to carry everyone along till where we'll integrate Splunk into the
Okay.
workflow. That's where I believe will be the junction where we can get to carry everyone along, right?
Okay.
But for now, for some it's even one-on-one because we have to carry everyone along. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Um, yes, I can see Kilaso Adironke. Yep, you
Yeah,
can
good
please.
afternoon, everyone.
Good
Um,
afternoon, Miss Kilaso.
the question I wanted to ask, I think Mr. Bamidele already asked it. I was going to ask when the program is starting, if it has started. Some of us that will be joining at a later time, how are we going to be able to catch up with the master class? And what's the duration of the master class?
Okay, thanks for the question. You know, as discussed earlier on, okay, the masterclass has already started since 4th, and while in fact there's an ongoing one before that who will be completing theirs by the end of this month. While this one started right on 4th, so even after it started on 4th, some made payments later on. So we had to, um, include them in the workflow. We have a structure for that, okay, to carry you along, because basically we have day one, day two, as such, till the end of the program, which is 4 months, okay, in duration. And um, basically what we'll be doing is trying to position you, for job roles, right? And it's optional, but you can also send your resume as well, where we'll include for review, where we'll include what we have done at the end of it all, okay, to reflect um, the updated resume which you must have sent. So I've answered you, Ms. Kilason.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yep, Mr. Gideon.
The question I wanted to ask was pretty much what you just asked, but could you just tell me the duration of the mentorship? Like, how long is it?
Yeah, it's 4 months.
Okay, 4 months.
4 months.
Okay. So, okay, just like what she said, because I don't know, I wasn't really reeling well. I don't know. So, like, let's say we are about to join later, because
Mhm.
someone like me now have a lot going on, and I'm still even trying to juggle this one as well. But if
Yeah,
I to join that one, it's going to be too much of me. So I had plans on joining later. So if I want
yeah,
to join later now, let's say like in next month, you get
yeah.
how how are you guys going to start? You know, like, because of course those people will be those people will have gone far. You understand?
Yeah.
So how are you going to help me? So I want to know if it's something that's I'm going to still have interest in. Let me not go and
Well,
rest myself in that place.
in a month's time, I cannot guarantee that um we can actually carry you along, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless, in fact, if we get well, I doubt in a month's time, perhaps in 2 months' time, so we don't get, because we have to be careful, so we don't disappoint um others who have us joined. Okay, I'm talking about the timing and all. Okay, so basically about in 2 months' time is fine.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
That's fine. That's fine. Very nice. 2 months time save is even the best. So it's fine.
okay, yeah,
It's fine.
that's
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
you're welcome. So does anyone have any concern? Okay, so I think in the absence of okay, yes, Mr. Chike. Yes, that will be Saturday. Okay. Before and I believe the time will be communicated, before then to actually because I can see today we are just well, I don't want to say it's not very convenient because I guess this is the lowest which have turned out, previously. So perhaps the timing is not convenient. I'm not sure. So yeah, yeah, I understand. And you see, for me right now, it's past 12 a.m. Right? It's 12:47 a.m. right here, but I just have to stay awake. Okay, but I don't know if you can probably discuss and given a a more convenient time. Okay, if this is not convenient, a more convenient, then I can work with that, right? But it should be on Saturday. Okay. Okay. So thank you all for joining. Okay, see you all on Saturday. Do have a great day.